Next, let's kiki on this interesting story. So Drew is not just a trans TikTok icon. She is the spy we didn't know we needed, all right? Before she was dismantling transphobia online, our girl was accidentally infiltrating Mar-a-Lago. Yes, Mar-a-Lago. That one in West Palm where that guy that looks like a Cheeto is usually at. All right. When she was 22, she dated a man who lived next door to Trump in Palm Beach. Because of that, she often visited Mar-a-Lago for dinners and gatherings long before Trump entered politics. Drew says that while she never sensed personal dislike from him toward trans people, he was willing to use trans lives as a political tool. Drew's story is a reminder that political games always hurt the most vulnerable. Watch this.
The trans girl who used to be at Trump's house all the time, the whole Trump and Bubba thing didn't surprise me at all. When I was 22, like most trans people, I didn't have a ton of family, I didn't have a support system, and I was doing whatever I could to survive. I ended up dating a guy in Palm Beach who was neighbors with Trump. So we'd go to Mar-a-Lago all the time for dinner. As a trans person, you develop an ability to look at someone and just read them instantly, knowing if they're judging you or not, or what they're thinking about you. I never looked at Trump and felt like he was personally against trans people. To be clear, I'm not advocating for Trump. Current tone and his policies are making it way harder for us to survive. Transgender has also become this huge umbrella term for anyone who feels like a misfit in life, including some who are struggling with mental instability. The truth is, the only reason I'm as well adjusted as I think I am is because I've had a lot of access to therapy. I only had that access because I eventually got married and lived a more stable life, and most trans people don't have that kind of safety net. So if you take away healthcare from trans people, you're only going to make everything worse. That's the real takeaway from this whole situation. We need more support and mental health care, not less.
Trans TikToker drops Mar-a-Lago tea. What are we all talking about? She's gorgeous.
Wow, super pretty.
Like super gorgeous. And I don't want to make this about looks, Dre, because you're fucking gorgeous. But anyway, and you probably get away with murder because you're so hot.
Says
but
the pretty lady to my left. Yeah,
I'm just saying, okay? But
Thank you.
she passes. You understand? She doesn't have to go through what many of our siblings have to go through, right? Like, you know, she has the luxury of having the means to get all the surgery she wanted, and, you know, whatever she, you know, needed. And she looks beautiful. You know what I mean?
Unclockable.
So I believe that Trump didn't make it his whole job to go after trans people until he made it his whole job to go after trans people. You know what I mean? Right. So I just think that before, trans people were all around him and he probably didn't clock them either. Right. And they were just part of his everyday, you know? Trans people are the lowest hanging fruit that Trump went after and won an election on, so to speak, you know? What do you think?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of a stigma surrounding trans people, and I feel like it is a big political grab right now, right? For both sides. And I think it's sad the way that people are used for political gain. I think keeping that in mind, these are people's lives, and lives are important, and people do have strong feelings. There are people committing suicide. You know what I mean?
There's real shit going on.
So we need to make sure, as she said, mental health, like super important, that we have mental health physicians and things more accessible to people so that people can feel more comfortable being themselves and feel comfortable talking about. Yeah. So many kids and so many young people don't feel comfortable talking about the things that make them feel uneasy, unsafe, or the things that they may be confused about. So we need to foster an atmosphere of how we can, especially for the youth, how we can make them feel more comfortable talking about the things that make them feel uncomfortable, or the things that they would make them feel more comfortable in that instance. Yeah,
no, 100%. It's a safe space, you know? Like I love SunServe, right? SunServe, what they do is that, you know, they help with mental health. They help our community with mental health, right? From the youth to the seniors and everyone in between. And she mentioned that about how healthcare and, you know, how healthcare is being taken away from trans people left and right. And and healthcare is gender affirming care, but it's also what she mentioned, therapy, you know, and there's such a stigma around getting some help, like in our community. Why the F? Like, we're marginalized, we're shunned by our parents. Most of us weren't hugged enough. I mean, we got issues, you know what I mean? We got to talk about it.
Yeah, but it's more accessible today. I mean, there's telehealth, which has made things much easier. So don't be afraid to get out there and get the help that you need. Don't be afraid to talk to people, somebody close to you. Maybe they can, give you a number, give you a hotline, give you some information that you may not have known before previously. So reach out. Make sure you reach out to somebody if you're feeling upset within yourself, if you're feeling not right. It's important that you feel comfortable in talking to somebody.
100%. And like Dre said, we're blessed here in South Florida that we have trans organizations for you to reach out to, right? You don't even have to leave your home. You can literally send them a message through Facebook and they will respond.
Right.
We have Trans Inclusive Group. Those girls, Tati, Stacy, Adriana, those girls answer emails and texts at night. Okay, it's crazy. Trans Social is in Miami and in Fort Lauderdale as well. Trans Ed helps you get your GED. I mean, we've got these organizations that no matter what, funding is being cut, or our rights are being taken away, but they've got a middle finger for that.
There's always a way. Yeah. No,
and they're like, we're going to help you regardless. You know what I mean? Like, I was freaking out, Dre, when I had friends that were receiving their passport with their dead gender. Right? Freaking out, right? And the girls at Trans Inclusive were like, don't worry about it. I got you. Oh, you need to travel? Don't worry. I mean, and like, just,
there is always an underground railroad, bro, for justice, for things that are right. And there's always people there's always a doctor with their heart in a good place. There's always a politician. There's always somebody, thank God, in maybe a higher position that if we just seek out, they can push us through that door.
But I love what you said, that underground railroad. Like that right there stuck, right? It's more like a rainbow underground railroad, but you understood what Dre was saying, right? Like, no matter, there's always...
It's an underground rainbow.
There's an underground rainbow, and there's always someone, right? So like, you might have met 3 people that were assholes, or maybe you found out that your neighbor was actually a Trumper and voted against you. This is stuff that's going to happen every single day, right? So seek out the people and surround yourself with people that are doing good, that want good for you, and are bringing positivity into your life as well, right?
Definitely.
Right.
Good advice.
So this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ+ community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing